Sternomastoid.
So that is the sternomastoid.
So that is sternomastoid. It goes from the sternum and attaches by that little tiny ligament you can see right there to the mastoid process on the skull.
And then that's the
superficially we go the cleido from the clavicle to the cervical region of the skull. So that's cleido cervicalis. And then between them is this one.
This is the cleidomastoid.
Which is cleidomastoid. So it starts in the same place as this one, but it ends in the same place as the first one.
Okay.
All right. Now, when we look at the lateral surface,
here's your.
We have this one is called omotransversarius.
Okay.
This one right here, the whole entire,
this is all one right here.
That's all cervical trapezius.
Okay.
And then there was a thoracic trapezius, which is a strap-like one that came back like that.
And then the latissimus dorsi is
And then
right
the
here.
latissimus dorsi is a great big huge triangular one that's below that and behind that.
Okay.
If we cut through the cervical trapezius and pull it out of the way, then we see this strap-like muscle that goes from the scapula to the back of the skull, and that's called rhomboideus capitis. Capitis refers to the skull. It's the capital of the body, all right? Mm-hmm. There was a muscle that very thick, small, short, that we could see that ran between the scapula and the vertebral column, right in this area. The fibers ran back and forth like that, and that's called rhomboideus. Rhomboideus has two divisions that you're not expected to tell the difference between.
Just rhomboideus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just rhomboideus. But rhomboideus capitis is a completely separate muscle, and you need to know that as a separate muscle.
Okay.
All right? Now, if we look at the lateral aspect of the scapula.
And where's the teres major?
That's what I was going to show you that.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to pull, this is the thoracic trapezius and the latissimus dorsi. We're going to pull that back out of the way. In fact, I think we'll just separate them where they go in different directions. Pull that back out of the way. We're pulling cervical trapezius down out of the way. And here's rhomboideus capitis. Underneath that is this large muscle, which is above and anterior to the scapular spine. And that is supraspinatus.
Okay.
And we look at the lateral aspect of the skull, we can see a big muscle right here that goes up like this and comes down like that, and that's called spinodeltoid. Mm-hmm. Spinodeltoid stops and attaches to the surface of this other muscle right about here.
Okay, so that's cut off on this.
Yeah, so we've broken it loose here so that we can look underneath it. And the muscle that's underneath there is infraspinatus. So it's all of this muscle about this wide. And then below that, posterior to that, is teres major.
Okay.
Which is attached to the back edge of the scapula. And then underneath the scapula, that's subscapularis right there.
Okay.
We also have cut here this very large triangular shaped muscle here, which was attached to the scapula, and which we could sometimes see if we look like that. And that's serratus ventralis.
Okay.
And now we pull that out of the way, then we can see another smaller, thin sheet of muscle that also has that sort of little wedge-shaped insertion, which is caused by attaching to separate ribs. So each of those little V-shaped notches is attaching to a separate rib. And this muscle here is serratus dorsalis. So this is serratus dorsalis, this is serratus ventralis.
Okay.
Splenius is this large triangular-shaped muscle up here, which we saw underneath rhomboideus capitis, and then underneath all of this musculature back here, going all the way back down like that, but underneath the serratus dorsalis is a muscle called erector spinae.
Underneath that?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So the serratus dorsalis attaches by this sheet of clear connective tissue. It's called an aponeurosis. If we cut that aponeurosis, we can pull serratus dorsalis back out of the way, and then we see the erector spinae muscle, but it continues all the way down the back.
Okay. And then is this part down here abdominis rectus or rectus abdominis?
Yeah, if you if you cut the pectoralis, this isn't a very good example, but if you cut pectoralis, then there should be a little tiny strap-like muscle, really thin little thing that runs across, and that's
Is that this going, this one right here?
this is rectus abdominis right here.
And it ends around there, because on the mud puppy it goes all the way down, right?
Yeah, I think it keeps going down
Okay.
further down. So that's rectus abdominis. There was this rectus thoracis, which is this little tiny strip of muscle that ran across like that.
Is that one of the ones that we need to know? The
Yeah. Oh yeah.
rectus thoracic?
Rectus thoracis.
Thoracis.
And then this muscle, which is underneath rectus abdominis and lateral to it, and it actually goes all the way up like this, and it kind of overlaps the bottom of serratus ventralis. This one down here is called scullinus. Scullinus, not to be confused with splenius.
Okay.
Right? So that's scullinus out there on the side there.
Just scalenus? It doesn't have a...
No, it's just scullinus. All right.
And then, what is this one right here?
Oh, what is that one called? I forgot. I lost that one.
Which one?
The one that's here on the front of the shoulder.
Clitobrachialis, right?
We will find out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, clitobrachialis. Right. Thank you. Yeah.
So that's
So that-
clitobrachialis,
yeah, that's
and that's the...
clitobrachialis.
Do you say that was omo? No.
Well,
no.
this little, that's omotransversalis.
Okay, omo-
This is cervical trapezius up here.
And then
so-
this right here is...
Spinodeltoid. That's the one that was
spinodeltoid.
attached to the infraspinatus.
And this starts like the triceps over here?
Yeah, right. This great big guy here is the
But that's
long-
divided into two, right? The
It's- well-
cutaneous trunci is the top one?
no, the cutaneous trunci is usually been cut off and it's attached. It's not. It's just like something like that.
Oh.
So this is clearly on the arm. So
That's all one muscle right there?
yeah.
It
Right.
looks like there's a division right there. Or is it no?
No.
Like right there, it looks like it's one's on top and one's underneath.
These are the
Okay, so
Yeah, you're right.
nerve. Oh,
So
okay.
this is
Is that are those both the triceps, the long head and
yeah,
lateral head?
lateral head
And the like
is like this, and then long head is like that, and long head comes around on the back side.
And so we have to say tricep bronchial or something like that.
Lateral head or long head of triceps or something. Yeah.
should be like the mammillary body.
So that's also the long head of tricep. So it goes from there
So it's the
all the way
whole
around
thing.
on the medial surface there.
Okay.
This is just really beat up in here.
Okay.
That's where the what?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Brachialis.
And then it reminds like. And that's why that's my question.
This is not a good specimen for looking at anymore in there.